Valve just dropped a massive update and didn't announce it anywhere. Rare drop pool cases have seemingly been discontinued entirely, meaning you can no longer receive Chroma, Spectrum, or even OG weapon cases in your weekly care package. If this change sticks, it has huge implications for the CS2 market, especially for anyone investing in cases. So in this video, we're breaking down why Valve may have done this, what could happen next, and how you can position yourself to profit from it. According to this data shared by Steam Inventory Helper on X, some Russian bot farms have seemingly identified that all cases from the rare drop pool have been entirely discontinued. Of the roughly 42,000 case drops they earned on December 17th and 18th, 1% should have been rare drop cases based on prior drop rates. But instead, you can see that just about every single drop was split between the 5 active duty items. Only 11 out of 42,000 were rare drops, and those are likely there because Valve made the change after a few accounts had already earned their weekly reward. Now, to be clear, Valve has not announced this change, and they have a history of silently tweaking drop rates temporarily to collect data. So this could still be reversed. But if it isn't, this is one of the biggest case-related updates we've ever seen. So why have they done this? Before we continue, this video's sponsor, SkinSwap, is giving you a skin worth up to $50 entirely for free whenever you do your first trade and use my referral code. If you want to refresh your loadout, you can trade your skins for brand new ones in just a couple of seconds. Plus, the new Chinese markets feature lets you purchase cheap skins from Chinese sites directly, without the need for a Chinese ID or bank account. They accept deposits via crypto, MasterCard, and Visa. If you need to cash out, SkinSwap makes that simple too, with instant sell options to PayPal or crypto. On top of that, they run free daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways, with the chance to earn extra tickets simply by trading. Use my link or referral code for a 3% lifetime sales bonus and a free skin worth up to $50. Big thanks to SkinSwap for supporting the channel. My X and Reddit feeds have been flooded with speculation, so let's walk through what I believe are the most likely explanations. The first theory is that Valve is trying to crack down on bot farming, which has gotten completely out of control and is ruining the actual in-game experience for many legitimate players. If you've played Deathmatch recently, especially on hostage maps, you've probably seen blatant bot lobbies farming weekly drops. Reducing rare drops hurts bot profitability, as the active cases are worth significantly less. That said, I'm not entirely convinced Valve dislikes the bots. They inflate player numbers, generate marketplace fees, and bots farming Armory passes are incredibly profitable for Valve. Still, this could be one lever they're pulling to rebalance things. Another perspective floating around is that Valve is preparing to remove cases altogether, or change how they function, potentially shifting everything towards terminals. Valve has shown plenty of times that they're willing to make unexpected changes, but this feels way too early. In one of my recent videos, I covered the EU Digital Fairness Act, which is the exact European legislation that people think could affect CS2 cases. That legislation is still years away. No proposals have even reached Parliament, and likely won't until at least Q4 2026. They've only just finished the research phase. And let's be real, cases make Valve a ridiculous amount of money. Based on CSGOCaseTracker data, they made roughly $750 million from key sales alone in 2024. So even if Europe mandated changes, Valve could easily apply regional solutions, just like they did with France's P250 X-Ray. Perhaps they'll no longer be part of the drop pool and exclusive to the Armory, but I don't see them killing cases globally anytime soon. At this stage, my best guess is that Valve will leave cases as they are, but will focus on adding terminals to the active drop pool moving forward. Remember, cases aren't the only gambling mechanic in CS. Literally every type of skin acquisition method, except for the terminal, contains some element of luck. Sticker capsules, souvenir packages, trade-ups, even the Armory, which is a fairly recent addition. It just doesn't have the same animation. I've seen numerous comments online suggesting Valve will reintroduce the old skin collections via new terminals or the Armory. Personally, I don't think this is very likely. The entire CS economy runs on scarcity. If Valve wanted to make expensive skins accessible, they could have already added things like the Orb Gunyear, AK Wild Lotus, or even the Howl to the Armory, knowing they'd sell well. And they clearly haven't. Instead, Valve has announced they're looking for new skins and sticker designs in their recent workshop update. So if cases remain out of the drop pool, essentially every case becomes discontinued. There's huge potential here in the next year or two before any regulation comes into effect. Supply can only go down. Now, it's debatable how much impact that 1% rare drop rate actually had, but in the hours following this data being shared online, case prices spiked across the board. The Gamma case, for example, jumped from about $6 on Steam to $10, although it started to come back down a bit. bit. We also saw some of the cheaper rare cases like this snakebite jump up by around 30% from 75 cents to $1. I don't think the 0.03% drop rate change, keeping in mind the 1% was split amongst 30 rare drop cases, justifies such a big price swing, but we're used to seeing mass hype buying on changes like this. Overall, I'm honestly on the fence with cases. While they have so many solid fundamentals, they're in a bit of a grey area right now. I still think investing into active duty cases to sell on their removal is a solid play. However, I'm less confident about holding cases for the next 3 to 5 years, expecting the same returns we saw historically. Cases could be reworked, restricted, or outright removed at any time. Just like literally any item in your inventory, by the way. That's why it's always worth repeating, only invest what you can afford to lose, and past performance doesn't indicate future results. I've decided to sell off a portion of my more expensive rare drop cases, Spectrums, Chroma 3s, and glove cases, many of which are hitting close to all-time highs. I'm rotating that capital into other categories that I believe have greater potential for faster returns. I also don't think it's worth rushing to buy into some of these more expensive cases right away. It seems like an overreaction from the community on the overall supply of them, and I expect prices will drop again over the coming week. Even if you want to hold cases long term, it could definitely be a legit strategy to sell off a portion today while hype is at a maximum and buy in on the same positions once prices come back down. One of the ways I'm reallocating this capital is into active skin collections. We've already seen what happens when collections rotate. The graphic design saw some of its top skins easily 2 to 4x pretty much instantly. The Anubis collection just saw similar results. Last week, the Eye of Horus field tested was around $300 on CS Float, and since removal has jumped to over $900. I simply think it's a smarter play now to look at Armory collections or other categories of items relative to rare cases that have been extremely volatile this year. I've got a video with my predictions for the upcoming map and collection changes coming next week, so subscribe to ensure you don't miss it. What do you think about the future of CS2 cases, and how are you setting yourself up to profit? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out this video next, where I'm showing my top 5 undervalued investments for the month. Thanks so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.